Nutrition and Research, Major Achievement and Publication, Best Doctor Award at IAP 2023, 30 publications, Longitudinal Study in Children with Hemophilia, Recognition, the Ovation in IAP TCB 2024, Professor Dr. Amar Baruch Ovation at Assam State Pentagon 2024, Chapters in Books of STG and IAP. So I welcome you for this session.
Thank you very much for the interaction. And as continuation of the first topic, the workplace assessment, how does the mentoring matter? So the faculty-resident collaboration for growth. We have gone through the last 4 decades or 5 decades of the traditional teaching. So we had our experience with our seniors, and we used to be scared of approaching our professors, but at the same time we had very one-to-one relationship, or anything under the sky we can talk to our senior, find their PGs or even our assistant professors. So the things have changed with the digital technology, and what do we understand? We are now faced with a lot of psychological issues, emotional outbursts from the juniors, and then you give a feedback whether they take it in a positive mode or in a negative mode. We are being very cautious in trying to tell the residents that this is how you have to do. We usually articulate with their words. So let us try to understand how mentorship matters and what is mentoring. So the process whereby an experienced and highly regarded empathetic person, that is the mentor, guides another individual, the mentee, in the development and re-examination of his or her own ideas in learning, personal and professional development. Where from this word has come? The word mentor comes from the Greek mythology. The mentor was a trusted advisor to Odysseus, who guiding his son Telemachus on a journey of growth and discovery when he has gone to war. So he has guided him the skills and then elevated him to what his rightful place was, that is the prince. Why mentorship is essential in residency training? So this in the present situation, if you see the current curriculum-based medical education, they say that 1:1 mentorship is required. But with the increase in the number of colleges, we have 700 medical colleges with 60,000 residents. Is it really possible? But then we have various types of mentoring programs. So effective mentorship usually is the cornerstone for successful residency training, because it improves the development at the personal level as well as at the skill development and of the resident. And also it allows him to reach higher academic performance and the outcomes. So when we are talking about mentoring, what are the goals of mentoring? One is the career development, and then knowledge improvement, wherein through your experience from the seniors guide the junior towards the skill development, as well as develop confidence in himself in doing certain tasks. And it will be a win-to-win situation for both the mentor as well as the mentee. And how to be a mentor in the medical school? That is, when we are talking about a faculty route to resident in the medical school, we need to know what should be the qualities of a mentor and the mentee. So the mentor usually, when we are saying a mentor, we are saying that we are talking about the faculty. So most of the time, so we will sometimes be judgmental. Even during the parenting, we say don't be judgmental. So you should be non-judgmental, irrespective of whatever the situation may be. And you should be available. That is, in a critical situation where the resident feels slow, you should be available to spend some time with the mentee and then make him elevate his mood and then come out of that situation. So make available and always be positive. So whenever there is some situation where you had gone down, and then from that situation, see, whenever there is a failure, like yesterday, Takwedu sir has said that from the failure only you will learn and you will get ideas and you will have the strength to improve upon it yourself and all try to make something new so that you overcome when faced with the same situation. So always be positive and be a good listener. And this experience, being a good listener, but at the same time give a feedback through your experience which elevates the mood and gives psychosocial support for the mentee. And what would be the good qualities of a mentee, the resident? He should be committed and goal oriented. Like if given a task, he should be able to time and then perform that task and be positive and flexible and should be able to take the feedback in a positive way and also keep the relationship on track to achieve the goals. And he needs to be dynamic and proactive, and then whenever he has any issues should be able to go and reach the mentor so that he can have the solutions to take it forward. So what are the benefits for a successful mentoring relationship? So it's a win-win situation for both the mentor and the mentee as well as for the institute. So it will be more of a shared benefit. So how does it help being for both the residents as well as mentees? One is they grow professionally at the workplace and learn and develop the new skills and they broaden the perspective. That is, supposing you are working together in a project. So whenever you have some obstacles or coming up and something is not available and you are, for example, a thesis project, you are doing some and the kids are not available, then you are stuck at that point of time. Then you can approach your mentor or your guide who can have some networking and who can guide you where those kits are available and how to procure them. He will be able to guide. So that the amount of stress at that point of time can be reduced by taking the experience of your seniors. Okay, and develop leaders. This is how you develop how to get over the obstacles. So it is a shared benefit, and also by doing this, by guiding your residents, it improves their presentation. For example, a resident who has been having low self-esteem and being anxious to get onto the stage. But over a period of time, by guiding them, giving small tasks like you present in a small group, 1-to-1 or 1-to-3 residents, and then you increase slowly into group discussions. Slowly they get over that issue and then they have presented on a bigger platform and have won prizes. So this is how it helps. And how does that benefit the institute? So institutional excellence is, one is the attrition rate will be less and you see more publications coming up from your institute and they working as a team, present in the various conferences or take up the projects of ICMR or various other research projects, and then it improves the TRPs of the institute. And also it improves the faculty-resident interaction and also improves the patient care, for which we are here to improvise the pediatric health care. And this becomes a continuous science of growth and development for all the concerned people. So this is the collaborative mentorship models wherein you have the peer groups where you can interact and they will be more comfortable working with their own peer groups. And then the faculty expertise maximums, like I was saying, in some of the institutes we have less number of faculty. In such a case you can have one faculty and then multiple number of the residents, like 6 to 8 residents in one group session where you can interact and improvise. Then multidimensional growth, which usually addresses the career guidance and also the professional development. So what are the phases of successful mentorship? Start the basic groundwork and then give some topic or the goals, you identify the goals, that is you start initiation. Then do an initiation and then cultivate it, and then slightly go forward and make him more independent to take it over from there. And then redefinition, wherein the peer-like connection, and he will go ahead with guiding his juniors. So this is a CRAMS mentoring process where this is the traditional where usually it's a long term and it may take over years. So setting SMART goals for the effective mentorship, that is when we are talking about SMART, that is be specific, make your goals with, specific for the effective planning, and then it should be measurable, like whatever you have done, it should be measurable for its impact. And also it should be achievable, like given the time frame, you should be able to achieve it with the, and also it should be relevant. See, you identify some topic. Usually when we give a thesis, we give what is your aim and objective and how you are going to achieve that objective, or is how you write your thesis pro forma. And it should be relevant. And then it should be time bound. It should be limited by your time, whether you can do it within a year or 2 years, or sometimes you want to do a presentation in the conferences. You will have one-to-one with a 6 months project where you have a guide and try to take it forward. Then the core principles of the effective is the triple C, wherein the communication is the one which is the most important cornerstone, and how you communicate, and also the clarity of thought is very important, and also the commitment shown by the mentee, and also taking of time by the faculty. So this is what implementing the mentorship program is, what we have enumerated about in brief: the initiation, and then form structure, and then the process and evaluation, which we also have seen in the previous talk. And what is not mentoring? So when we are talking of mentoring, we also need to know what is not mentoring. That is an authoritative style where you say that do as I say. So it is more like a dictatorship. You are like just not allowing the resident to explain his thoughts or his way of thinking or his thoughtful process. Sometimes we do say you do like this. Maybe he has another way of doing the same thing in another way, but the end result will be the same. So you also need to give some space for the resident also. So it should be like a hearing one, not like a dictatorship. And do not decide all the time what is best for the mentee. Let him also realize and that what is, let him also be thinking about, give some space for that. Then don't give spoon feeding. Do this, how you have to do, this is the way you have to do. No, give him a task, let him do his way. And so they refer students to appropriate experts whenever they feel low, like when they have signs or symptoms of depression or substance abuse. Try to get appropriate professional guidance. And there is something called helicopter style mentoring, wherein it refers to mentor who is excessively involved and interferes with the mentee's professional life and learning process. Everything he guides, like do like this, everything. That is the helicopter. And the other one is snowplow mentoring, where he tries to remove all the obstacles on the way. But that is not, then he will never develop his life skills to face the problems when he comes, when he has to face it alone. So you just guide him how to handle the situation, but do not do snowplow monitoring. So what are the common challenges that we from the time constraints? Because of so many things happening, you have time constraints, you may not be able to spend some time with the, and also hierarchical power dynamics, and also you will be part of the mentor may be part of administrative work, so may not be able to spend so much time. So how to go about this? And also they, because of challenges of to the mentor, they may have mentor burnouts, long hours with high expectations and unpredictable mentee behavior. So these are some of the things which also happen to the mentor. So, negative mentoring impacts the skill. There always be positive, non-judgmental, and have term for the resident as well. How to face these challenges or the solutions for improving the collaboration is fix up some agenda for a meeting and then scheduling you schedule the time like every Friday or once in a month or twice in once in 2 weeks. Fix up a time at least if not for hours together. Fix up a time for half an hour or 1 hour and then reschedule your other commitments so that you have that fixed time. Meet your and always have a fixed agenda so that you do not go off the track but you have what has to be discussed and what to be taken forward can be done. Okay, so these are the challenges and then participants lack training. Sometimes what happens that faculty which are joined us may not understand this the new curriculum based medical education. In such an issue, we have to provide trainings for the faculty as well how to take it forward. So we have now multiple trainings for the faculty as well. So the navigating the role conflicts when we are talking about it, the conflicts. So whenever the mentor is there, he also may be the supervisor and the boss. So you have to differentiate between this and when you are guiding the resident, do not take the bossism attitude which will lead to negative feedback or the resident may not follow your guidance and in such cases when there is a conflict it is better that you change the pairing of the mentor and the mentee. So when we come to the types of mentoring, we have the traditional one-to-one mentoring wherein one-to-one which we used to have when there is a number of faculty and number of PGs who are one-to-one, that is the traditional mentoring. And we have the group mentorship wherein the number of the students being mentored by one faculty and also enhancing the mentorship experience from different geographical areas or multiple colleges they can do it, or you have the peer mentoring which is very helpful. Each one, 5-6 students together sit and they talk about their experiences and others will say how it can be done in another way. So this helps peer mentoring, and then near peer mentoring is where the senior medical the final year student helps the second year and the first year. So this is near peer mentoring because they have gone through that phase and they will be better able to guide the juniors. And reverse mentoring wherein the mentee himself will mentor the, will do the mentoring for the senior. So here we are not very tech savvy, but here our residents are very tech savvy. So we learn from them. This is the reverse mentoring. Then distance e-mentoring, particularly post-COVID, we have seen a lot of digital teaching and also the counseling sessions that are happening. So mentoring also can be distance where it overcomes the geographical boundaries. Then speed mentoring, like in the conferences and the conventions where we learn from the faculty that is to come across. So this is the membership families, and this is a cater. That is the multiple words are there, but I think I'll skip this. And traditionally we have seen from olden days where we had the Gurukuls, from gurus to buddies. Mentorship has come from ancient era to present generation Z. So this is how we used to have the traditional training or mentorship program. And the present day, what is new with the generation Z? So they coming to the generation Z, there is purpose-driven, honest, consistent, and it's a two-way learning. So and flexibility and skill focus. They are more focused on the task, and it should happen up in a very short time. So when we are talking about the generation Z characteristics, they are more used to the social media and they want to fast track everything, and they are highly connected and very tech savvy and prefer visual form with low retention span to lectures like this. So what is the difference about the traditional mentoring and the micro mentoring? the traditional used to be a long term over a period of months to years. But here they prefer short term and single sessions rather than multiple sessions, and also they have prioritized that short term focus and the outcome. So this is called the micro mentoring in comparison to the traditional mentoring, but at the same time the outcomes will be, if you see, you will make a better person and personal achievements and also the psychological development. So this is the micro mentoring for the generation Z. They prioritize emotional well-being. This is very important because in the fast track system of what is going on, we need to make them more emotional well-being as well. So mentorship is not just about guidance, it's about creating a culture of growth, support and excellence that shapes the future of medicine. So mentoring multiplies growth, faculty-resident relationships improvise the growth for both or they benefit both. So I think though it is simple, it should be sustained and taken and has to be expanded for future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this very nice and elaborated. Used to have saying in Hindi, Guru Kumar Shish Kumbh hai, गड़ गड़ कारे कोट, अंतर हाथ सहार दे, बाहर मारे चोट. तो वहाँ से शुरू करके आप जैन जी तक हमारा ये आ गया है. So you have nicely described. Thank you so much.
I request all of you to please proceed towards the felicitation together your continuing forward, next session is going to be a